Good evening, everyone. Welcome.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Okay, let me know if there's any other students here, who you are, what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and I can tailor the presentation to help you out there. Okay, we got one person that's commented. Welcome, Henry Lee from USM. I'm interested in developing games, particularly in regards to Unity 2D games and possible WebGL games. Also interested in implementing AI into games to improve NPC's character. That's pretty cool. Maybe you can, we do have a Discord chat. So if you can add me on Discord, I actually know a whole AI NPC framework that you can integrate into Unity games. So happy to give you advice and a link to that. So I'll just drop this. I'll keep talking about it, but the hackathon dashboard, if you join that, there's a link saying join the Discord and join the Discord. And that's where the builders hang out. Yeah, great share, Henry. Keen to see you building some cool games. I also just went to the Games Festival in Manila like 3 months ago. So there's literally like 300 or 400 game developers across the Philippines that went to Manila for that event. I think it's PDGX, Philippines Game Developers Expo, PGDX.
So, everyone, I have a link here. So, you can also join our Messenger group chat. So, anytime you can just post your concerns, like if you have projects, you need help, just chat in the GC. So, we have a chat comment here from Denise Cruzat from Makilala. So I really wanted to improve my skills and be knowledgeable about this field. Perfect. Hello, welcome, Denise and friends. So maybe we will officially start. John, what do you think?
Okay, no worries. So today's session will just be running through some of the the projects I'm involved with. I obviously work for an open source project that I contribute to called OpenxAI. We have been running workshops, and thanks to them, we're able to host events like this. I will do a quick presentation about what OpenxAI is, and then we'll run into some of the opportunities we have, especially around jobs and hackathon prizes, and then finally vibe coding and how to build projects. So keen to do that. So let me just start the presentation now. I'll try and be quick with the presentation. Okay, so let's just get started. MJ, if you can just monitor the comments, keep letting people in. We're recording. And you're keen to start this now. So what is OpenxAI? Just quickly, it's a permissionless AI protocol. It only launched their project and token in the past few months, especially with the token launch only a couple of weeks ago. It's a permissionless AI protocol where it's focusing on your data, you owning the AI agent and model, you setting the rules, and you hosting the actual machine that it's running on. So essentially, there's no middleman there to block access to it, make you agree to terms and conditions, or charge a huge fee to access it. So we'll run into what that actually means very quickly. So we've said this before, 92% of the power and the talent is controlled by 4 mega corporations. So you can probably imagine which big cloud companies they are, the big tech stocks. And essentially the same entities control a lot of the world's data. a lot of the world's data centers, the server hardware that it runs on. They control a lot of the social media companies. They control a lot of the consumer hardware that your laptop might be built on, the operating system that runs on it. So the founder, Ashton, when he was starting this project, his basic goal was to make sure there is an open source way to build AI applications that aren't controlled by some big middleman that's charging a lot of rent or high fees to access it. And then basically making sure that everyone in the globe can access that without having a huge bank account or able to use a credit card to pay for monthly fees. So there's quite a lot of innovation that OpenxAIs were able to build. And then the principle behind it is like the internet, AI must be free, open and accessible to everyone and not owned by these big companies, censored and monopolized. So right now the corporations control a lot of that technology. There's huge access costs per month if you want to get the premium AI products, especially if you're building an application. There's huge AI hosting and AI access fees. And then there's potential for it to be censored or blocked in certain countries around the world. So the other problems that OpenxAI are addressing is KYC. So a lot of you are university students. You might not have a government issued ID yet. You might not have a credit card and a credit card history. You might not have a bank account. You might be using your ID, but then your parents' credit card, for example. So a lot of these issues don't have to be an issue at all. It can be solved through Web3. So there's a huge amount of people, especially if you go out to the rural areas or smaller provinces in Philippines, where they don't even have a bank account, so they are classified as unbanked. This is the same problem around multiple countries around the world, and Web3 solves a lot of that, where there's no registration with a central authority to get a bank account. You can essentially create a private key on a blockchain, and then you have full banking access and access to all Web3 products. So I'm just highlighting the importance of building in Web3 and what it can enable. The other big problem with these big tech companies is they control a lot of the investment. So 70% of all R&D, research and development in AI, is controlled by these big companies. So what they're doing is they're building a moat, they're controlling a lot of the technology, they're investing in building the new technology that's going to come out next year as well. And therefore, it's like a self-repeating cycle. Each year they get more and more powerful and control more of the market. So even when you're talking about open source, that's not a savior in itself. One of the big marketplaces for open source models, Hugging Face, they still make you sign onerous terms and conditions to download a model. When you try and build a business on top of it, it's very hard to host that model. You have to spend a lot of effort, downloading it from there, integrating it into a code base, and then essentially learning a whole cloud stack to deploy it into a different cloud provider. It's very difficult to scale a web business on top of some of these models at the moment. And then the other big one is the fees. So there's these big companies that are controlling a lot of the actual infrastructure. By doing so, they charge huge fees. So there is some AI startups that go out of business in like 3 months. They might have between $5,000 to $25,000 US of AI hosting fees. And it's a big problem for you guys if you're trying to build an application, if you're trying to build a startup, and then you start getting $5,000 a month hosting fees. You're not going to last long unless you got a great customer base that are willing to pay you, a huge, maybe $30 or $50 a month to use your product. So it is very difficult for AI startups to survive in this environment. So what OpenxAI does, it aggregates a lot of the bare metal servers around the world. It's built a platform that can integrate with that. It allows you to, similar to Airbnb, Skyscanner, even Grab, go off and look up all that bare metal unused compute in data centers around the world, get the cheapest wholesale price, and then use it in your AI application. I mentioned Web3, so yeah, it's aggregating the bare metal, but then instead of making you sign up with KYC, an email, a credit card, providing your name and address details, you can just use a Web3 wallet to connect and create your account. And then I also mentioned the savings. So this graph basically shows the savings, so 92% saving. I've seen anywhere between 80 to 90% on average is the difference between building a complex application on a established cloud provider versus building on pure bare metal server. And bare metal servers are basically these servers that have no operating system, no software running on it at all. You install Linux, you install your application packages, and there's no middleman. You're basically running on that hardware. The hardware is maintained by a whole heap of bare metal service providers all around the world. So some of these big names are like High Velocity, Equinix, Vulture. They also wholesale and provide services to the big cloud companies already. So the same product that you're paying 10 times the price for, it's actually hosted by the same wholesale data center providers. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly run through how it works. So let me just load up the OpenxAI website. So I was able to get through that pretty quickly. I just wanted to flick over to a quick demo. So this is the OpenxAI website. You can sort of see it is new. And what we can do is go to X Studio at the top right. Let me just zoom in so you can see. And then what you do is basically click Build Now. Oh, I'm not sharing this tab. Thank you. So you go to the studio. After you click X Studio, you click Build Now. And then you can select a model. Now, what this will do, it'll spin up a application using this model. It's a single application template. It spins up the Llama backend with running this model. It also spins up a front end using Open Web UI as an open source front end, and then deploys it onto a custom URL that you can access that open source model with, and then chat to it. So a very, very simple day one application template. And you can sort of see where I'm going with this in the near future. In the next month, there'll be a whole app store of user generated and created, developer created applications. So we'll show you how to vibe code one of those applications today. And then eventually this app store will be actual people's apps that are using these different open source models. So let's chat to the DeepSeek R1 model. Just a quick, oh, sorry, go on. You got a question? No question? Or is that a question, MJ?
I think it's not a question.
Okay, let's continue. So DeepSeek came out at the start of the year. It was a huge disruption to ChatGPT. ChatGPT has been building for like 2 or 3 years before that. They received upwards of $50 billion investment from huge capital VC firms around the world, and they spent many billions of dollars releasing a product. It was a chatbot. You can go in, log into the ChatGPT website. Thumbs up if you've used ChatGPT or Grok or Gemini. Just put in the comments what you use, what your go-to chatbot is, please. And then I would love to know what you students use nowadays. It's Yeah, MJ, if you could read that out later. So when DeepSeek came out, ChatGPT already spent billions of dollars building out data centers, training models, creating the new product. So they were leading the way, pioneer in that industry. DeepSeek came out, the whole market and their stock price tanked like 30%. There was red in the markets for AI in the USA during that day when an open source project was able to release a similar capability chatbot. It's a small team from China. They spent about $10 million training, building up this model, open source model. Then they also released it as a website where you can, chat to this model. It was very comparative to ChatGPT at the time, and huge disruption to the industry. And it was basically the first open source model that came out that was comparable in, ability to the leading model at the time, which was ChatGPT. I think it was ChatGPT 3 at the times, and then 4 came out. So, it was very, very much similar capability. And what this means is instead of spending $50 billion, investors could have spent $10 million and trained a similar product. Basically, to the end user, it's the same thing. You log into a website, you chat to it, it has smart answers that it gives back to you. And it helps you, study for uni, helps you do some coding. So from a user perspective, they were able to deliver a product a lot more affordably, fully open source. So the model's open source, the weights are open source. And this really was a turning point in the open source AI industry, where there was sort of open source was way behind the pioneer models that were private and big tech company led. And then the open source models started battling neck to neck with those. So let's try and deploy that. So you can select different parameter models. So the bigger the parameter, the larger the RAM size, disk utilization is used on the bare metal server, and the more cores it may need to use. So just from the 10 that are in the demo pool, we've basically disabled the bigger models. But what you can do is basically spin up one of these big 7 billion parameter models, then select where you want to deploy it. So I sort of mentioned Skyscanner for GPUs. So you can scroll through, select the different GPU and CPU bare metal server providers all around the world. You can filter by country. You can filter by price. You can filter by provider. And then basically find the cheapest AI provider for inference for your AI application that you're building. And then what we'll do for this is just use one of the demo servers I mentioned. So you get a 30-minute free trial. So you can do this as well. Just go to studio.openxai.org. Then there is a monetization model, which I'll talk about later. But basically, each application you build, it's on its own operating system called Xnode. It's wrapped in an NFT, an Ethereum smart contract. And what that means is you can build up an AI application. Whoever in their Ethereum wallet has this NFT has access to edit that application. Therefore, you can actually sell the access, the website, the data, the customer base. Because you own that NFT, you can actually sell it on OpenSea, the NFT marketplace, to another prospective buyer. So you might build up an application, get 1,000 users. It's an AI chatbot. It's an AI image modifier, whatever application you can think of. Then you can actually sell that on a marketplace. So that's one of the innovations with Web3 and AI. The other ones is just having on-chain SaaS. So charging either a subscription or having royalties given to the person deploying it. So there's a whole heap of cool things that you can do with that. All of this is on base. So there's minimal gas fees, and then it's very fast as well. So we'll just decide later because we're just deploying a demo. And I won't connect my wallet because I don't need to. There's a demo available for you to do now. You can also do this at home. Just go to the studio.openxai.org and deploy it. And I just wanted to show you this demo so you actually understand what's happening. So I'll just walk through it now. So there's a bare metal server that's just pure hardware. It's in a data center, very affordable. Some might be $5 a month, $9 a month. You sort of saw the list. When you want to add more beefy GPU to that, you could be charged, like this is basically when you're building up a business, you might have to pay $150 a month to get a GPU. So it does get more expensive. For CPU, you can get away with very affordable, $5 a month sort of hosting fee. So what OpenxAI is trying to do is get you the wholesale commodity price of hardware, so you don't have to spend a huge fortune to build up an AI application and then build up a business on top of it. And the big problem is with the cloud providers now, they give you a free tier. As soon as you have like 1,000 users and enough traffic, maybe you're blowing out a threshold of CPU, so you need to spin up more VMs, storage, so you have to pay extra storage fees. You might be having thousands of users downloading videos from your site, so you're getting charged bandwidth fees. Then also you might be charged ChatGPT API fee, which is separate from the cloud hosting fee. What OpenxAI does, it puts all of that on a bare metal powerful server that's wholesale price, and you can do all of this very affordably. And the big problem that you have in cloud is when the free tier finishes, then you start paying $1,000, $5,000 a month, and it just goes out of control, and then you have to shut down your startup. But when you're actually paying wholesale bare metal, it's very affordable. And then when you need to increase capacity, you just spin up another X node, and then you can purchase another server. And all you need to do is just look at the CPU, GPU usage and storage usage. You're very basically managing computer costs. I've got a question. I'll just finish this demo. Let me just quickly look at, it's installed Open Web UI. It just finished installing and downloading a model. So this is DeepSeek R1. So somewhere here, I should be able to see DeepSeek R1 model. It's installed. Is it finished? Let's have a look. And then, oh, here it is. So here's the loader service. So this is a service on top of Llama. It's downloaded the actual model, 4.7 gigs. It did it in a minute. This is because it's a data center computer. It's able to pull that down really quickly. I know a lot of people in Davao or in the rural or province areas have issues with slow internet. It is difficult sometimes to get that. So you can still rent these servers for very affordably in a data center in maybe another country, and build your application on the cloud. So I'm not anti-cloud. I'm just saying anti-middleman. So find the wholesale price, get it the cheapest you can. It's finished. So now we can go to the app, and I'll just share the tab. You can see here it's loading up the Open Web UI front end. It's just logged in, and it's popped up with the software of Open Web UI, which is open source. And we've got the 7 billion parameter model. Normally I demo the 1.5 billion parameter model. This is like multiple gigs, 4.9 gigs, and it's downloaded. I'll just zoom in a little bit, and let's say, tell me about the Philippine eagle in Mindanao. How cool is it? So I'm just proving that I'm not a bot. This is a real deployment. It's deployed DeepSeek R1 7 billion parameter model. And I'm asking a question. If you've got a question, let me know. Copy paste. I'll put it in from the comments into it as well. So basically, this is the model built by DeepSeek. It's a thinking model, so it does go through and think about the question before it answers. This helps improve the quality of the answer instead of a fast response model. There is 1.9 million open source models that you can use with Ollama, which is a simple framework. There's about 159 models that you can quickly choose and deploy. So we've created an app template for you to be able to do that. And what this means is you've got a self-contained, encrypted X node running a custom operating system, Linux, a NixOS fork. Then it's running the application packages and Ollama for the backend for model management, OpenWebUI for front end. And this is completely your box. When you deploy this for half an hour for free in the demo pool, you're basically using this model. So it's a good example. So what I'll do for, say, DeepSeek 7 billion parameter model is give it a job, let it run for 20 minutes, and then come back and maybe you have a question about an essay you need to write and you need it to generate something really specific. You can go off and let it do that. You can also upload files. So this is RAG enabled, OpenWebUI. So you can actually upload files here. So you can upload a text document, markdown document, maybe an image. So depending on which model you use, you can upload different files. Some are multimodal, which means the AI model can handle images, text, video, things like that. So, okay, let's go back to questions. MJ, let us know if there's any questions or feedback on what chatbots people are using.
Yeah, we have a question from Tommy. Can large language models be efficiently run on consumer-grade hardware, such as an Intel i3 12 Gen laptop, or do they require higher-end GPUs and specialized setups?
Yeah, so there's different size models. I sort of mentioned there's 1.5 billion parameter models. So you can get away with running the smaller open source models from home. So if I just go to Ollama, this is what I install locally on my computer. So when I'm on a plane or something, or I'm in a place that has really bad internet, I can just run this on my own computer. I've got a MacBook Pro. Ideally, you have a game laptop or game computer with a GPU, and then GPUs basically process the type of computations that AI needs really quickly. It does it all in parallel. So instead of rendering 3D graphics in parallel like it used to do with GPUs, you can apply the same processing that AI needs through a GPU. And that's why having a GPU is a lot faster. In saying that, there is CPU-only open source models. So there's a whole bunch of different models here. So I can sort of look up, I don't know how, so you can sort of see here, there's 180 models just in here. And these are the popular ones on Ollama. You can install Ollama. So go to ollama.com and download. I'll just put the link in the chat. You can actually do this yourself. I have a YouTube video actually explaining how to do this. So I'll just quickly segue to my YouTube channel. So please sign up to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow me. I'll put this in the chat as well. So if you scroll down the YouTube channel, I talk about killing AI subscriptions and running models locally. Let me just skip this ad. You sort of scroll through and I talk about everything, what I'm talking about now in terms of installing Ollama. how much the cloud costs are, and then installing a Llama locally yourself with DeepSeek R1. How to do it. You just follow the guide. It's pretty simple. And yeah, basically I've got it running on my own local machine. Like I said, you just pick a small model and yeah, you can run all this locally. And this is what I'm moving into in terms of app development. So install a Llama. It's in the quick start guide on the hackathon page. Once you have a Llama installed, you then have an AI model framework, like a backend that runs an actual endpoint. And then you can build applications that talk to this. Just quickly, I'll go back to the deployment, which is here. It's finished talking. If there's any other questions, let me know in the chat. Let me just get back to the chat here. Yeah, go for it.
The question from Lai Codex. As I understand it, we don't really run this model locally, but rather on different providers who own those GPUs. So does OpenxAI offer free credits or programs for students who want to experiment and learn?
Yeah, so they will have an announcement early next month, and it will literally be about credits, around GPUs that you'll be able to use. And I'll work with MJ and the Philippine community, so Davao DeFi community and the base Philippines community. Basically, OpenxAI has launched on Base, and we're partnered with Base. So we'll definitely be giving away credits and prizes for those people. The other thing, and I'll just flick back to the slides, and that's like literally the next slide, is there is an app store coming. So I mentioned, obviously, one chatbot template was talking to the different models, but there's a hackathon running right now. People are building all these different AI apps, and the app store is going to transform from that simple looking at different models to chat with into building a whole application. And there will be an app store with lots of users, lots of pre-made smart contracts that you can just drop down and select when you deploy your code, your application, and then you can monetize the application ID you have as well. So in terms of credits, I'll just get into that shortly. But basically, there'll be a lot of cool things we can do with monetization of your app idea. So if you do have some app ideas, let us know. In terms of credits, I'll just flick over to the HackNode dashboard. So I just wanted to quickly show you HackNode or hackathon.openxai.org. I put the link in the chat. In here, there is a HackNode global signup, and I'll explain what that means. It's a hackathon. We currently have 14 from Philippines, so I'm really keen to get that number up. You don't have to start or do anything right now, but you can sign up and this number will go up as well. Participants in the hackathon, so you sign up, apply for the hackathon, you get in straight away. Then it's up to you to submit the project before the deadline. And then I just wanted to flick over to the actual link for the hackathon. So this is at Blocksy Block. You click that at the top of the HackNode dashboard. It's a hackathon. It's running for another 5 weeks. It finishes end of October. Huge prize pool. So 10,000 US dollars, 5,000 US dollars for second, 2,500 for third. The other thing that we're giving away is free hosting of your application, so cloud credits, GPU credits, and then also one-on-one mentoring, lots of different guides and workshops, obviously, for it. And then there's also the ability, if you're really keen on, I'll just flick over to the slides again. When you enter the hackathon, it's a requirement to work with OpenxAI, whether that's to get cloud credits. They don't give away cloud credits for free. Basically, you just have to, like I've said before, you can vibe code an application, build something cool, and then put that into the hackathon. You can get free cloud credits. So there's going to be winners of those, cash prizes. But then there's also honorary mentions who get cloud credits. And there's quite a few of those, a lot more than the prize winners. So just by submitting a solid application idea that uses open source AI and say a llama in the back end, you can actually get cloud credits that way. So what I'd recommend is just do that. They don't give out things for free, basically. They don't give out cloud credits for free, but if you can build something very quickly in like an hour, I've done that on YouTube, you can actually submit that in the hackathon and get some cloud credits. The two pathways they have for OpenxAI, you join the hackathon, submit something, that is your job application process. So you building something, you setting up a YouTube video and presenting, talking through what your project idea is. That's demonstrating your coding skills. It's demonstrating your presentation skills and marketing skills. So you can promote that on your personal Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook. So we're actually able to figure out, is this guy a good person based on their merits of what they've done through experience in deploying an application? Are they a good person? Are they fit for the team? They can actually get hired straight through that. So that's the application process for jobs at OpenxAI. There is a job board here. Then there's a whole heap of different AI roles or full stack roles, back-end development roles, blockchain roles as well. The other part of it is if you're building an AI startup, so you have a great MVP for the hackathon, try and demonstrate how good the application is through building that MVP or minimum viable product. If you can build up interest, so one of the potential winners of the Australia hackathon that's now finished, they had a Google sign-up form. They had over 100 people demonstrate interest in signing up to their application once it's deployed and up and running. So that's an example of validating the target market and showing that your MVP idea could have what it takes to go further. So what that means is you've built a team, you've got a product, you've got validation in the market, therefore it can become a startup. And the startups get selected for a global accelerator. And what that means is you get 1 month free working space in Dubai, 1 month stay in Dubai to talk to different VCs and investors, talk to the team, get more mentorship, and really take your startup idea further. Either way, both of those pathways need a project submitted into the hackathon so we can like look at it, see how it's going, see who you are. So please, build something, and there's lots of potential rewards. Even GPU credits is something easy to give out. The other part of that question was hardware. So one of the other prizes of the hackathon is hardware. So if you can build something cool, we're essentially launching this new hardware product that you can run at home. It runs the custom operating system Xnode OS. It's a powerful CPU-based machine. The next page shows you the docking station. So you can actually rack mount for a small price for the docking station, which is like under $100. You can actually get a GPU mounted onto this Xnode OS machine. And this can be any NVIDIA GPU that you have in a gaming machine at home. And there's a whole heap of use cases. So you can use that as your local development box, building AI applications. It's worth upwards of $3,000 US, this machine. So you can win that as part of the hackathon. So yeah, try and submit a project. You've got 5 weeks left. Then the other part of that is if you have an old gaming machine, something that you're not using, an old video card or GPU card, you can actually make money off of that. by renting that GPU out to the cloud, it's processing jobs on your GPU. So this is a very power efficient machine. It's something that you can run at home. It'll keep running 24/7 and processing either cloud workloads or something that you can build and use for yourself. I did mention vibe coding, and I've shown you the YouTube videos. So there's plenty of those. We'll go into this after this section of the presentation. Then just quickly, before I move on to the base section, I just wanted to talk a little bit about base. Is there any other questions, MJ? I'll try and get into vibe coding shortly.
Yeah, we have questions like for laptops without a dedicated GPU, like an i3 12 Gen 16 gig RAM. Does using a model with fewer parameters result in faster response time?
Yes. Yeah. So just looking at the, say, 1.5 billion parameter model, this can easily be run at home on a CPU only machine. You can see here it's only 1 gig of storage, so not very much storage use of your hard drive. And what I'd suggest you do is just download Llama. You can install it on Windows or Mac. Install DeepSeek R1 1.5 billion parameter. I've just put it in the chat. And then just see how it goes. So that should respond pretty quickly. As you know, there's also GPT OSS, which is a OpenAI chat GPT, open source. This is a bit more beefier. So if you do have a video card, ideally you use that. But there is a lot of optimization in terms of different DeepSeek models. People spend a lot of time optimizing the model. So it's called distilling. So something that might have been like 30 gigabytes big model, it could be distilled down to like a quarter of that, even more. So it's just like a way to compress an AI model. And what that means is it can run on less powerful machines. So there's so many people in the open source world that love compressing AI models, distilling it down, and making it efficient on consumer home hardware. What you're talking about here is a huge enthusiast community around the world in AI that build models in their own time. And I'll just show you Hugging Face as well. So there's these, this is basically a big directory, Hugging Face, and you can actually run all these models at home, basically using Python. So you go into, say, DeepSeek, you can then figure out how to deploy it at home. So if you want to use it, you can install these different libraries. You can run it through just Python code as well. So I would, so let me just show you the models. So you go to the models directory. This is similar to OpenxAI. There's a huge amount of models. As you can see, it's grown in the last 3 months from 1.9 million models to 2.1 million models. So people are generating these models with Python. They're able to build these models with GPUs, mostly at home. And then they're really optimized for every single use case you can imagine. It could be scanning QR codes with an image recognition AI model. It could be a robot's brain looking through cameras, recognizing the real world model. It could be recapture models that look at an image and figure out, is there 3 tortoises and 1 hare or whatever. It tells you in text format. If you put an image in, it'll tell you the different text description of what's coming out of it. So, people make these models for everything, and that's what all these models are. So you can actually use any of these models. You can run any of the smaller models at home. There's millions of them. I would recommend for beginners to just go to Llama. It's a framework, it's software, it's really easy. And there's tons of different models you can use. So there's like And one I would recommend you just go straight to, and I'm using it in the vibe coding demonstration after this, is Llama 3.2. So this is built by Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg and his team have released. They were one of the early pioneers of open source models, releasing that into the world. A lot of the other companies like Google released sort of basic AI models that weren't that capable. Meta went all in on just giving it out open source to the world, but it wasn't as good as ChatGPT at the time. And then DeepSeek came out with something open source similar to ChatGPT. So I download this. So Llama 3.2, 1 billion parameter. That is really good conversational LLM model that you can run at home using Llama. So yeah, check that out. I'll put it in the chat. And let's just quickly cut over to Base. So Coinbase launched a EVM, layer 2 called Base, and it's a fast version of Ethereum. For those that don't know, it's a way to have those decentralized qualities of if you have the private key, you can sign transactions on a immutable ledger that's spread out across different servers around the world. And it gives you access to finance, gives you access to holding assets on chain. And then it also gives you the ability to build cool apps. So they have a wallet that you can install called Base. It's an everything app. So it's like WeChat. For those that don't know, you can pay bills on WeChat. You can chat with your friends on WeChat. You can do social media on WeChat. You can have a wallet on WeChat and everything. So this is the Web3 version of that. And it has an app store as well. So all the Base mini apps can be built and published there so people can find them. So can I get a celebration or love heart for any Base community people here? Awesome. That's awesome. Let me screenshot this. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, basically you can build lots of Base apps. I won't go into this in full detail. I want to start vibe coding. But basically, this really does show you it's a distribution layer for you to get users into your app. So you can build an application. It might be the greatest idea ever. But if you haven't built up a Twitter account and you have no way to distribute it to an existing community, then it sort of dies. No one uses your application, and it's very hard to get people to use it. So what this does, you can publish on their app store. People can automatically, when they view it, they're already logging in with their Web3 wallet. They can interact with your app. And then, they already have like, say, $5 of money in their wallet. So they'll be happy to, if you charge something reasonable, like 10 cents per use, or maybe you have an AI image manipulator. You might charge 10 cents per use to do that as an app. Then you start getting money coming in through that app idea pretty quickly. There's heaps of different categories of apps. So it's really just here to show you the different types of apps people build. OpenxAI has built a framework as well that integrates with this and then gives you a quick way to deploy and then also monetize and host it. So yeah, it is certainly a flywheel. So Base is really looking after their community of builders, developers to build things and then obviously help them get it out there, distributed into millions of users. And somewhere here it does say how many users use Base. But yeah, I think it's in the hundreds of thousands or millions of users. So I think it's hundreds of thousands right now. So one of the big goals of OpenxAI is to get lots of people building apps quickly. One of the platforms they're building is called the Base Mini App Factory, where you can talk to an AI without installing Cursor or anything and build apps. So I don't think that's going to be ready in time for the end of the hackathon. But so I'd start vibe coding through Cursor or some IDE. So let's get started in that. I'll just quickly flick over to questions again. Any questions? So MJ.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have one from Sir Christ. So he said that I won GPU credits on Discord contest on OpenxAI. What does those credits do? How I can spend it on the applications?
Yeah, so the application needs to be hosted. So if you're not a winner of the hackathon or honorary mention in the hackathon who gets the free cloud credits, then you basically need to pay for hosting of your application. So instead of paying that wholesale provider, you can use those credits. So instead of paying $5 a month, you get a whole bunch of credits for hosting. So that's what the hostings, the GPU credits are about. So yeah, let's get into. I see a lot of people using different chatbots at home. So Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude. So they're all fantastic models. You can get away with a lot with the free tier, but they do eventually charge you a fee per month. So that can be a problem, especially if you're trying to build a business like a company around AI. Those fees go up huge, astronomical. And yeah, with that, we'll just quickly flick over to building something. So let me just check. I want to see how we're going with vibe coding. So yeah, I'll show you this. So basically, I started vibe coding this this morning in the car. So I wasn't driving, but basically, I was in the back seat and I flipped out my laptop and came up with an idea of vibe coding a Git fit. So who here is a developer? Just give a thumbs up, or computer science or IT. Let me know if that's your uni course. Yeah, so you're probably familiar with GitHub. So basically, I should explain. If you go to the Hacknode dashboard, you can click the Hacknode GitHub, which then opens up this. This is something that I've helped create over the last couple of months. We've run a hackathon in Australia. We've run a hackathon in India. And a lot of people are able to leverage this code base. So clone it onto your local machine. What it does, it basically creates, it downloads a whole bunch of demo application examples. And what we do is download this. So this is in the quick start guide. You download this to your computer as a folder. When you open it up in Cursor, which is another thing you were told to download in the quick start guide. You can then install Cursor, and you can open up this repository in Cursor, and I'll just do that right now. So when you open up this GitHub repo, and I'll just quickly show you what I'm talking about. So inside the demo app folder, there's a whole bunch of code. And what we're talking about here, it's got the configuration for Llama. It's got the configuration for NixOS, so you can deploy on OpenxAI, the bare metal cloud. And then also, which is the Nix folder. And then there's also the front end, which is Next.js or JavaScript. So this is a full stack website framework. It has the front end and back end features built in. Then you can sort of see how this example app's built. So I can show you what that looks like, but that's something I vibe coded in a previous video. So you can sort of see what that is. I won't go into it right now. But basically, all of this code can then get opened up in Cursor. Cursor is something that it's a fork of VS Code. So it's similar to VS Code. So let me just open that up. This should be the right window. Yes, so yeah. So this is basically the code base that I showed you on GitHub. What I recommend is GitHub Desktop. That's in the Quick Start Guide as well. It's a very easy way to figure out what's happening with the GitHub code. Let me just show that as well. Who's used GitHub Desktop before, or GitHub? Give me a thumbs up. Oh, great. So yeah, like half the people here have used that. So that's fantastic. So yeah, you can like download GitHub Desktop. You can sort of see all my commits. There's a couple other people have been committing. And when you submit code for the hackathon, you can either clone this and put it in your personal profile on GitHub. You can fork it and not contribute back to the tree, or you can just create a branch and put your code in the branch. So, but basically clone this to your own machine. You can sort of see all the different code examples. I recommend using GitHub because it is so easy, especially when your code gets complex and you're merging into a open source repo and you don't want to overwrite something. It's easy to create branches and commit code. So you try and use GitHub Desktop. You can use Cursor or VS Code natively, or you can use the command line as well. Then you sort of flick back to Cursor. So inside this, you can sort of run the application locally. So I can go into, say, and I'm not sure I won't run it right now because I've already got something running in the other Cursor window. But this is just an example of opening up the hackathon. One of the previous YouTube videos, we built a Philippines flood simulator. So you can check out that code. You can keep trying to build on top of that. Very difficult. You got to get a lot of 3D mapping data. And then you also have to get a lot of the government flood weather data from the Philippines websites. They do exist. There's about 5 Philippine government websites that have all that data. So it would be an interesting project for university. Happy to help you build that in the future. It's pretty cool. I was going to make a joke about flood projects and money towards that, but I won't do that in this call. Yeah, this is the basically Cursor. So what you can do, and we can do this right now, is I've created, let me zoom in a bit so you can read it. I've created a README file. Inside the README file, it has the super mega prompt that you can give. Here it is, ultimate vibe code prompt. And the way you should think about vibe coding is you're talking to an AI, it's going to change the code for you. So in the right-hand column here, you can just use like Command L on Mac. It opens up the AI chatbot. You can actually ask it, tell me about this whole code repo. What is it? And what's happening here, it's running through all the code. So it's putting the whole code base of the GitHub repository into the context of an AI. So you don't have to copy paste anything. It's all done automatically. You're not moving files and uploading them into the cloud like ChatGPT. You're just doing it all through Cursor. And Cursor has a free tier. So you can actually use the free tier to do a lot of work using Cursor. It's a great way to shove a whole bunch of text files. Maybe it's a university textbook assignment, all the weekly workshops into one place. You can put it in a folder structure on your local computer. You can then ask the AI and it will have full knowledge, context of all of your university course, all the textbooks. And then when it responds, it can give you a pretty good answer. And the different AI models it's using everything from premium Claude, GPT-5, the coding model from Grok or XAI or Twitter. There's a bunch of open source models it can use as well. It basically figures out what is fast, what is cheap, and the best for you. And you can do that all on the free tier. It then I didn't copy paste anything. I just opened up a folder in Cursor, and it has full knowledge, and it gave me an answer about everything this project repo is. So you can analyze full code bases using this. And the beauty about this is if I have some code, I can actually say, hey, please change the pH flood sim into a Davao specific, what do we got? Davao specific in Mindanao region. Break it up into categories of, can someone tell me what all the regions are? Davao del Sur, Davao del Norte, something. There's one more, whatever. And make it a drop down. And I'm just showing you that it looks up this folder inside the code base. It then creates an agent task list. So agents, instead of just a normal conversational chatbot, which just responds to your question one-on-one, maybe it has context and knowledge of the conversation history, but agents go the next step. So it's able to take a very vague question, and I'll go into this later. Take a vague question, create a list of tasks to achieve that objective, and then the agent will pick that up and do all the sequential tasks to complete the objective for you. So you can see here it's running through a giant task list. It's reading through all the README files. It's reading through that folder I mentioned, pH flood sim. So I purposely didn't spell it properly. I didn't put 002 underscore pH flood, all this stuff. It's smart enough to figure out the code base and file naming and folder structure. It then went through, read all the code, so all the JavaScript files. It's now going through, it has knowledge of the world. So it's a general LLM. So it's trained on, it knows everything about Philippines and the different regions. It's now updating the map inside the pH flood sim software. So this is just a Next.js application. It's now going through, updating all the code. So I can actually open this up, and I should have, it's just figuring out what to change, and then it's going to start making changes. I can just click this here, click the metrics panel. It opens up the metrics panel in that folder. And now you can actually see, for those that haven't used Cursor, it's gone through the file, all the different files, so not just one file. This was another problem like 2 years ago. You'd have to copy multiple files into ChatGPT and try and give it context of the way the application works across different functions and different files. All of that's gone now. You can vibe code with Cursor. It has the full file content. It's going through and changing line by line and giving me the ability to approve code changes. And it's going through, you can review all the code changes. So here's what it's come up with. Davao del Sur, Davao del Norte, probably Norte or something. Davao Oriental, Davao de Oro, Davao Occidental. I haven't heard of that. Is that real? So this is where you can like undo that code change. What is Occidental? Someone put that in the chat. You can undo that. If that's wrong, I don't know. You can actually say, no, don't do that. And then chat to it again, and it will go through and edit that. So yeah, you can keep all, so you can speed this up and just say, yeah, I'm happy with that. Keep all the code changes. And that keep all, instead of reviewing line by line each file, it will just update all of the files. So I'm just going to undo that. I just wanted to show you how agents work, how it can change code across the whole repo and update. Then I'm going to flick to the actual Git Fit application that we built today. So let me just share. So I think I have to present again. So yeah, if you are a developer and you struggle with fitness because you're sitting on your butt the whole day, you don't have to worry. Basically, I'm building Git Fit for you. So now whenever you go to the gym, it will actually record your workout. So it's a mobile app. It will store that workout. So you know how many kilograms was your deadlift into the GitHub repo where it's storing the. It's your own GitHub repo. It creates one for you in the GitHub repo. Once you connect GitHub, then it will create a little GitHub repo. It stores the fitness activity that you put in. You can actually take a selfie and it will store it there as well. All that files are stored in your sort of public GitHub repo. So don't put too crazy selfies there. And then the idea is here, it's for developers that want to stay fit. So by going to the gym and recording your workout, I'm probably going to make taking a selfie mandatory, so there's no sort of scammers that just post fake things. But basically, you take a photo of some weights or yourself at the gym, and then yeah, you can record that. It gets sent and committed to your GitHub repo. Then it uses GitHub repo to store all your workout history. That data is yours. It's not stored on my cloud server. It's literally, this whole code base is open source and forkable. So you can fork it, just go to my GitHub. But what I'm trying to do is have it so if there's no centralized server storing data, it can be a centralized server just to host the website, which is on the Xnode or OpenxAI. It then records, it shows you your GitHub history for all these Git Fit commits. And then this is just mock data, by the way. It does work. I'm testing it now. I just started this morning. And you connect it to GitHub. It helps you stay fit and helps you keep your GitHub commit history going. So this is familiar to developers. So ideally, this is all green every day. You can do some sort of fitness and commit it to your GitHub. Then there's also a decentralized Twitter. So it will, you connect to the decentralized Twitter called Farcaster. And what this does, it allows you to basically post this to your Web3 community. So there is a decentralized Twitter where you only connect with a Web3 wallet. The beauty with this is Base mini apps are fully integrated with Farcaster social media network. So this app is essentially an example demo app for you guys to fork and play around with. It integrates with GitHub, but it also integrates with Farcaster. It allows you to post things on Farcaster. And then the other thing it does, it allows people on the social media network, when you post this to Farcaster, your account, it allows people to click it, go to your Xnode or OpenxAI hosted website, and then connect their wallet and give you a tip. So you can start getting paid for developer, fitness activities that you do every day. So that's basically the goal for this. I have integrated it into Alama, and this is running locally on my MacBook. So let's see if it's still running. I haven't turned it on for like a few hours. So I can have a pre-selected question here, or I can type my own. It's running Alama 3.2, or sorry, Alama backend, and then Llama 3.2, the open source model by Meta. It's running in the background of my computer, and I've just asked it to suggest a new workout. I've kept it really simple UX design. So for mobile, the three cards, cascade or like stack on each other. And then I've asked it to suggest a new workout. It's then come back. It knows that I've done some squats and deadlifts. So it's coming back with a suggested answer. So it's ingested or took data in, which is my workout history, and then predicted like the next suggested workout for me. So I can actually now, as an app developer, take this AI response and turn that into an actual button, and it says start workout now. It will then allow me to start the workout with the timer. It will give me the UX to enter in my whatever it told me to do, lift some barbells, 3 sets of 8 by 12, and then I can put the values in, and then it's part of the application. So I'm just giving you an idea of, there's this Alama backend. It's an endpoint. You can ask it whatever question you want, and then it will give you a response. And you can actually condition that response. So, you know, if I was an app developer, I'd say, you know, give me this. This is part of the prompt engineering. So, in the back end of the code of your application, you'd be saying, whenever there's a question related to give me a workout, suggested workout, make sure it's in a specific format. So give me the workout, workout in JSON format. And as an app builder, I can take the JSON format and then, you know, process that in my app. So it'll, you know, have a little button, you know, click start the workout now. It'll then open it up. And you can sort of see where I'm going with this. So I've plugged in the Alama backend. It's able to do whatever the hell I want. So I can just tell the AI to do anything, and it will give me the answer in that format I want. It could be diet. I could transform this GitFit into a diet app. So let's talk about diet. I want to build shredded muscles, bulk muscles, whatever you want to do. And this is essentially preferences of a customer. So if you have a user, they have user preferences, like they, you know, when they start using your app, why do they want to use your app? You can ask them, what's your user preferences? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get bulk muscle? Shredded bulk muscle. And then I just ask the question with all the typos and repetitive words. AI is smart enough to figure this out. This is the beauty about AI. It's smart enough to just take whatever vague question and give an answer. When you're building an AI application, you have to really think about, you know, how could this break my application? But basically, this fitness coach is giving me a bunch of, you know, real world, scientifically proven, you know, base level internet knowledge about diets. It's not a specifically trained diet AI model. It's Llama trained by Facebook. So it has all your information about Facebook over the years, and it's trained on that. It talks about calorie intake. So I can easily build another page on this app talking about diet and what you should be eating. You can just keep extending this. And one of the Australian hackathon participants, they built a project called Meal Deals, and this is just I think it's 2 or 3 people from university. I actually did a mentor session on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. But basically, they talked about meal deals. They're pulling in shopping center discount data. They're suggesting recipes of using AI to take in the shopping list and foods that you want to eat. They're using AI to recommend shopping lists to buy at the local shopping center or grocery. And then they're giving you discount codes as well. So they're influencing you which shop to go to. In Australia, a lot of the shopping's online. So if you could integrate with Grab here, that would be fantastic. And you can basically get a shopping list delivered to you, and you can start cooking that meal. A lot of people just order takeout, but yeah, you can use AI to generate recipes. And one of the key things I'm talking about is you can charge, you know, $1 for that recipe. Maybe it's a special chicken dish. You've created a nice YouTube video about the chicken dish. You can actually charge someone 20 cents for that recipe. So there's a lot of Web3 models that are enabled by microtransactions that you cannot do with a Web2 app business. So there's no way you can integrate Web to AI in a recipe app and then charge 20 cents for the recipe and still be profitable. But with Web3 and decentralized AI, you're able to drive that cost right down. And yeah, you can do, charge 5 cents on chain for that recipe. One of the other things they're doing is partnering with fitness influencers and recipe or cooking influencers so that they can actually have people subscribe and pay for the influencer to join their meal deals application. So it's a potential way to think about how do I build this app and get it to market. I can go through existing influencers in food and fitness. And, this is something I could do. It's probably a good idea. I might do that after this call, is start expanding this app. But what I want to do is actually make money off of this app and show you guys, builders, how to make money and how I'm making money, because I don't want to promise returns or anything, but I just want to show you that I can make money through Web3 and building apps. So this is something I really am passionate about. And I think a lot of people on this call can come up with different app ideas, get some prizes in the hackathon and build it. The other thing I'll flick over to is the actual what's running in the background. So this, as you probably noticed, is localhost. So I am running the Xnode mini app gitfit, which is this one. Yep. So you can sort of see here, and I'll zoom in the code. And what I'm going to quickly do is flick between vibe coding here on this app. And I'll just quickly save my work before we break it. So I'm just going back to GitHub desktop, and I'm just quickly committing. Added activity graph fix. Yeah, if we've got any questions, let me know. And then what I'm going to do is start making some changes. So we did talk about recommending a workout in a certain JSON format. So let's do that. So this is the code, and I'll just quickly flick through what it is. So we've got some lakes or NixOS config files. This is basically what you have to learn to deploy, and we give you these for you. We help you create that. So there is a little Nix folder. It's very basic. It's like Terraform. It's a config file that deploys, and that deploys on Linux, which is open source, NixOS. Then there's a mini app folder, which has all the Farcaster based mini app integration. Then it's obviously a JavaScript front end as well, which is the website. And I just finished fixing the activities. But what I'll do is, you've probably seen, I'll start creating the JSON format, recommend a new workout. So please create a new workout section. Is there any questions while I type this up, NJ?
None so far.
Yeah, so please create a new workout section. I just want to make sure I do this right. So please create a generate workout button at the bottom. Make it yellow. When a user clicks this, it will take my workout history, ask the Alarma backend to generate the workout, respond in JSON format, and expand the button into a card that shows the workout with good UX layout. So something simple like that. I'm going to hit the button. It's now tasked the agent to build it. I'll zoom in some more. It's created a task list with a high-level objective and then all the subtasks to create it. If I say something very, obviously I'm technical and I've already been building this for a couple of hours, so I already know what to sort of say. But if you just said, build a button with new workout and then figure out the rest, it will probably figure out a lot of it. It just won't get it the way you want to do some revisions. But I'm just showing you what I'm doing here. So it's going to create this button at the bottom, and I'm not touching any code. Let's see what it does. So it's created. Oh yeah, it's ticked. So all these crossed out tasks are created and done. It's then gone through and created a button. So let's have a look at the other screen and see if I can see that. So what is it called? Oh my God, I should have closed all these tabs. There's so many tabs. Here we go. So let me just open this up a bit more. Yeah, so I sort of scrolled to the bottom. There wasn't anything there. Let me just refresh. Where's the button? So I don't see the button. Suggest new workout, that's all existing. So you can sort of see what I'm doing here. I'm going back to here and I just say something like, I don't see the button yet. Please create it and update the front end. Where is it? So it is AI. You can probably get a bit rough with it and aggressive, but try not to be. Try to be nice. And what it's doing, it's just starting and stopping the application. So we'll see if it adds the new section. Probably wasn't clear enough. So basically, this is a new card section on the front page. Let's see how it's going for workouts, where users can generate workouts and add values to the exercises to eventually record it in GitHub. So it's just going through. It's done a complete server restart. Let me just say, have a check, see if it's there yet. So I don't see it yet. What is it doing? Okay, yeah. So it's generating some mock user data for the workout. That's something I'm got in the background. And yeah, we'll just let this run. I can submit this. So this is something else to learn. I can actually submit the comment and stack the comments or questions for the AI. So this task is now queued. So once the above commands finished, it was just generating some mock data. This is workout data. It's then created a new cards section. It's then processed that queued task. So, there's a lot of cool improvements. A lot of this stuff didn't exist a couple of years ago, so it's a great time to do it. I don't think it clearly understood what I meant by having a fourth card or a new section at the bottom, so now it does, and it's corrected its path and it's processing it. So let's see if it's there. I think it's running at a different port now. So let me just change. Yep, still compiling. Okay. So let me just flick back. It's not exactly what I asked for, but you know, you can always improve it by asking again. So we just go to git fit, and you can see here the applications right here. So what it's done, it does have a git fit section which has the workout. So this makes sense because I was saying create a new workout section. Kind of doesn't make sense if it already has the workout in this section, so that's good. Then in the AI workout coach, so there's a fitness coach, but now there's an AI workout coach. So this isn't exactly what I wanted, but you can sort of figure out what it's doing. It's created a new generate personalized workout. So this is a button. It's hopefully going to work when I click it. That's instead of going down here and asking in a chatbot style, give me the new workout, and then you just have to memorize it or something. Now I'm sort of putting that into the application code. So made a really easy button for the user. It then talks to the AI, and hopefully it generates a workout. I said respond in JSON format, and then I said create some UX to display it so it looks good. So that's pretty vague, and hopefully it does respond. I'm looking at the logs in the cursor, and I can see the back end is doing something. It's responding. Hopefully it shows it. But yeah, we have created a button, and it's calling the AI. I just don't have the response yet. So this is more fault finding, but basically you can sort of see I've created a new section in the website. It's created a button. It calls the AI. I'm just going to go back to cursor and say, great, the button. Let me just do that. I'll share screen. Cool. Actually, it's worked. Hey, so it it called the AI. I don't know how that took a long time, so we'd have to optimize this. It called the AI, it responded in a certain format, and then I just said, hey, apologize to anyone doing front end development, but hey AI, just come up with some good looking UX and display all the workouts. And you know, you still need front end developers because this looks crap at the moment. So now I have to go back and say, make sure the white is appearing. Don't put black text on black background. I can't see it. So I have to go back to the AI and talk to it. And it's then created a new section, a new card that displays the workout. It's giving me the whole workout, overhead press, deadlift. So this is like a whole hour or hour and a half at the gym. It's giving me some tips, a little motivation as well. Oops, I just clicked generate new workout. So it's going through and doing that again. But basically you get the idea. There's like text with white text on white background. So we obviously got to fix this. Record GitHub. So what I'm doing is I'm putting like a GitHub OAuth key in my environment variables, not on GitHub. And then when I deploy this, it will be able to deploy to my GitHub. It has access to a specific repo. It can then push a commit from the server, record the workout. One of the things I was trying to click for before is there's no way to enter the workout values. So obviously we need to enter some values, then hit submit, which is just a basic form. And yeah, then this is a workout app that will help me stay fit, help me keep my GitHub commit activity green, and then also be able to share on a Web3 social media network. I'll just quickly finish the vibe coding bit and then go to questions. I just want to quickly show you something I was talking about in the other cursor window. So we're in the global accelerator repo I asked you to clone. Then you go down here, ultimate vibe code prompt. So you probably saw from that demonstration of how many times back and forth I have to go and ask the AI the same, questions to fix some of the problems. I'll have to go back and say things like, make sure you don't put white on black background, or sorry, black on black background text. I didn't clarify that it should have been a separate card section for the workout. So these are all the things that you should think about beforehand. You can copy paste this ultimate vibe code prompt and actually paste that into the chatbot AI, whatever, ChatGPT, even Cursor itself. And you can just talk to it on the right-hand side here and go, hey, come up with an ultimate vibe code prompt. I can do this right now. So let me just copy paste this vibe code prompt. I'm going to copy paste it here. I'm going to switch over to the other repo, and you can do this at home as well. It's all open source. Let me go to the git fit repo. Yep, I'm on the right one. Great. That looks good. I'm just being nice to the AI. I think everyone should be. And then create a new README. Create a new prompt.md, which is Markdown, for this application, but using this ultimate vibe code prompt. And then I just paste it in, and then it just goes off and does it. So you can actually back and forth talk to an AI and come up with the vibe code prompt. And what a vibe code prompt is, and this is basically a tip, when you're vibe coding, instead of having 50 different questions and answers with an AI, the more you can put into a technical brief at the start, the more clear you can be about your vision for the application, the vision of the tech stack, like what the back end looks like, what the front end looks like, how does the user experience work, what the buttons are, what the styling of the website is. If you can just put all that in a big bit of text up front, this is called the prompt. It's like a technical brief. The more likely you are to one-shot or get the application that you want from very, very quickly. So the more effort you put into the design of the first text prompt that you give the AI, let's have a look. So it's created a prompt file. This is a markdown, so I can preview it. It should look like a website. Yep. So here's the git fit AI prompt. You are an AI developer. This is the prompt for the AI to build the application. So this is the very first step. It's looked at the application code I already have, and you can put whatever. You can say, compare it to, I don't know, like a fitness club's app that already exists on the App Store. You can just point a link to that and say, make a new prompt for this type of app. And then it's going through using AI to generate the initial prompts. This is what I'd copy paste into a brand new Cursor folder with nothing in it. I'd then copy paste this whole prompt into the new Cursor project, and then it will go off and pretty much build 90% of the application without me needing to go back and change buttons and colors and styles. It's going to do it all in one hit. It's called one-shot prompting. So if you think of this as a technical brief, you guys coming from computer science background would know the technical concepts of how this app's built. The more you can put into that first prompt, the better quality app you get. So that's my only big guide, big tip at the end of the session, is to really think about that initial prompt. I've given you a template. You can use AI to modify the template of the prompt, and then this prompt will then generate a whole application. So That's my biggest recommendation, to really get fast at building applications. And I have demonstrated how you can integrate AI into the app. You can have a little helper bot, chatbot that helps the user based on their workout data or dietary data. Then I've also demonstrated how you can integrate the app into generating a new workout as well, and really making a dynamic AI generated application for the user. So it's not, oh, pay $5 for 10 more workouts. You can actually use AI to generate workouts based on existing data. So a lot more cooler AI applications you can build that are more interactive, more engaging, more fun. And yeah, there's so many cool things you can do, like expand horizontally into new verticals, like dietary app for GetFit. We can have gyms listing on the GetFit app in Davao, so we can sign them up and charge them some pesos for it. So, there's a whole heap of cool things you could do. We can even do like, here's 20 university students, give them a discount for that gym, ultra dynamics in this certain area. So, there's lots of cool business things you can do. You can have this AI app doing all of that once it's hosted and live. So let's go into question time with MJ, and I'll read some of the comments. So let me just present something else. MJ?
Yeah, there's no questions as of the moment.
Okay, great. So if there's nothing else, let me just check the chat. If there's any other questions, let me know. I'm here in Davao, so there's between $10,000 of potential prizes if you come first place in the global hackathon that's running right now. Probably one thing to share is the actual. Let me just quickly show the dashboard again so you go to the hackathon.org dashboard, and then you go to this website. Yeah, here it is. So you go to the global hackathon page on the Bloxy Block platform for hackathons. Find the OpenxAI HackNode Global, hit apply, and just fill out your details. So we want to sign up. So basically, you want to, here it is, sign up. So at the bottom left, there's a sign up folder link. Then just fill out your details. Make sure you put your Philippine number, and then in the country, make sure you put Philippines. And what that does, it allows me to display it in the HackNode dashboard. So I really want to get Philippines here. Really getting those numbers up. I think even just the people on this call, it will beat Australia. So if we can get people on the call to just sign up, hit the apply button, it's just like 2 pages of forms. We can really boost this above Australia's numbers for their hackathon. And then basically, this is a global hackathon, and I really want to get people in the Philippines to learn AI and learn Web3 and use this hackathon mentoring workshops, use the hackathon prizes to really leverage and give yourself a boost. So I'll keep running workshops like this. Hopefully you've learned something today. If there's nothing else,
We have a question.
Okay, great.
Yeah, regarding the hackathon, if I'm to make a Unity project, am I required to use OpenxAI services, or do I just need to add AI in the game? For example, AI NPCs or AR game with AI.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things you could do there. So basically, I can sort of chat. If you go join our Discord, it's on the top of this HackNode link. I can chat to you and DM you. So there is a gaming project that has AI NPCs. You can quickly integrate them into your game. So I can give you the full information about that. For Unity, basically this hackathon's more about web-based apps, typically Python or JavaScript. One of the examples is using AI and Llama in the back end. What you can do if you have a Unity game is essentially you're creating a back-end server on OpenxAI that has that Llama running, that has the powerful open source AI model running at wholesale prices. You can then plug that into Unity through an API. So that's what you could do. So it's a simple API running the cheapest open source model you can on the cheapest wholesale bare metal cloud provider possible. Then you can hook that up to your app. But I do know a gaming company that integrates with Unity games and already has an API ready for you to integrate AI into your game, and they do have NPCs as well. So hit me up in Discord, and the Discord link is right here. So just click this button and join the Discord. And my name's Johnny Bildel on Discord. So you can see me there. Great question. And that's all for tonight. Thank you very much, guys. Make sure you
Thank you so
join
much, everyone.
the hackathon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, join our group chat so that we can keep in touch. And then thank you so much for joining us tonight, especially for the attendees from University of Southern Mindanao. So thank you guys, and I will share the QR code for your digital certificates in the Messenger group chat. So make sure to join our group chat.
Awesome. And
yeah.
always here to do some mentoring and help you guys through. So please join the hackathon. Really keen to get you guys some great projects, win prizes. And like you said, there's someone that needed some hardware. There is hardware prizes as well. But I'm sure $10,000 US could also help with hardware. Cool. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.
Thank you so much, guys. Join our group chat, okay? Thank you so much. USM.